got nothing. There it goes. Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to Chanting for Change. But first, we're going to do a discussion of A Course in Miracles. This is day 23 of us meeting together. We're blowing through this month like crazy. So anyway, I'm Teri Angel here with my co-host, Karen Palmer. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
And we have a beautiful family tonight. Chris and Sharon and Charlie are going to help us do the discussion and learn this lesson. Darn it. So Karen, if you would, please start us out by going into our hearts.
Okay. Again, just taking a minute to really just take some slow breaths. Letting yourself just hear these words and letting them just wash over you with no analyzing and no judgments, just letting the words just lift you away from any judgment and any concepts, any ideas. Simply do this. Be still and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is. All concepts you have learned about the world. All images that you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is true or false, or good or bad, of every thought it judges worthy, and all the ideas of which it is ashamed. Hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you ever learned before from anything. Forget this world, forget this course, and come with wholly empty hands unto God. It just feels like coming home. When we let go of all that stuff, it just feels like coming home. So I'm excited for this lesson, and I'm excited about what we may have shared about yesterday and the vengeance. having our interesting experiences to share. I'm excited about hearing about everyone's ideas and the things that they felt were helpful to them. And I love this lesson. I really love lesson number 23 because I really believe it is the exact truth. And it has changed my life completely, this one lesson.
Are we going to hear the lesson, or do you want to hear our experiences from yesterday's lesson?
We're going to do the experiences from yesterday.
Let's do
Okay.
that first.
And
Okay.
we'll do the lesson that'll be for tomorrow. This lesson that we'll do tonight will be for tomorrow. So tonight we're just going to talk about what we saw. I made a commitment to myself that when any vengeance came up, that I would give it right to spirit as soon as it came up. Anything that felt like revenge to me, anything that felt like guilt, I just handed it right over. I just put it right on the altar and paid it no mind.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing, Karen. I was having a problem with that word, and I got hung up on that. And I think one of the things I heard in the lesson I was looking at today is stop trying to analyze it. Stop trying to think of it from a logical point of view, because it's not. This is our soul lesson. This is our soul growth. And when we get hung up on one word or another, and there's going to be many more words that come down the line, but if we get so stuck on that one word and say, oh, I don't get this, I don't understand this, then we're out of our heart, and we're going into the logical part of it. So I actually came to a good place with seeing everything as vengeance and said, okay, if that's how it was created, if that's what it was. And I just went around the room and I just looked at everything and saw it as a no thing. It's like it's not going to last forever. Those things, those material things. And it was actually interesting to go around the room and say, what would that look like in 100 years, in 1,000 years? It'll just be dust. It'll just be returned to dust. So it was just so interesting to do this lesson 22. And I got beyond my stuckness. Thank goodness. So yeah, I'd like to hear how you all did with it as well.
Good for you, Teri.
Go ahead, Sharon.
Oh, I was just going to say, I didn't have any thoughts that were contrary all day. And then I went to pay bills. And I looked at, I paid them. And then when I was adding things up, I started to get that feeling. And I was like, oh, that's vengeance. That's vengeance, looking at the numbers and having a reaction to what I'm seeing rather than what is, which is totally abundant and everything is great. And it just clicked right in. I'm like, okay, 1 hour before we talk.
Oh, she froze. Had a frozen pig. Well.
Hopefully she'll come back.
Okay.
Charlie, do you want to share until she gets unfrozen? Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, hang on.
Yeah, it didn't tell me that I was frozen until I was frozen. And I like that, Charlie. I was a frozen pea. Yes, I'll come over here. So I really feel like you, Teri, that word was tripping me up. And even though Goldie gave a very good way to think about it, it still tripped me up until just an hour ago. So go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, I was like Terry going around the room, and I see only perishable, and everything was perishable. It's like, and then I see nothing that will last, and nothing's going to last forever. I mean, everything, so that, what I see is not real, but I had the problem with the vengeance part too. But I just, all right, what I see is a form of vengeance. All right, that's what they want me to believe. All right, I'll believe it. And then, is this the world I really want to see? And I'm just all love and light. So so it's like, I am doing the exercise, doing the 5 times, and and I got the book now, and it's just going to be, oh my God, it's going to be so. Now I can read the front half as we go along too, and that's really heavy when you read that, the teaching part of it, in the book. Yeah. So no, it was very, I guess it's another form of letting go and, just coming into the reality that, everything's better when we come from our heart and not from our head, and get rid of the ego.
I think the subtitle of this book could be Letting Go.
Yes.
That's exactly what we are doing. And
Do any of you, oh, sorry, Teri, go ahead.
Suzanne said, I was also able to be kinder with myself, which is so important when we're doing these lessons and these daily exercises.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had a question, Sharon?
I was just wondering if anyone encountered other people. Oh, go ahead, Christine. I already spoke, so let Christine go.
Oh, well, okay, thank you. And I love to do the miracle with you. I did not read in my book yet. I will tomorrow with Erica, and we're gonna start this week.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Chris.
I was just wondering if anyone encountered people that were, even with just 23 days, I know I'm different. I know my thoughts are different. I know my reactions are different. And I had a chance to talk with my friend who just was everything was wrong. Things weren't going right. And all in my head, I wanted to offer this, but I know that this isn't for everybody, but I'll find a way to suggest it to her, because she asked me, what do you do to when you're, and I didn't have time to go into the whole, whole thing. But,
well, when somebody asks at that point, that's when it's a good idea to just offer it, just to be helpful, just to offer it. If somebody asks, if somebody isn't asking and you are noticing that and it is happening, our only job is to see them as their original innocent self, no matter what, to see them as their true self, whether they can see it or not. That's the thing. That's the challenge. And it really can be challenging, especially because when we love somebody so much and we want to help them and we want to give them advice to help them that has helped us, that's all ego. That's all ego thought system. It's trickery. It's trickery, and it's slipping in the back door. The ego slips in the back door on all kinds of stuff. Whenever we want to correct or convince anyone, we've stepped away from our true self.
Trickery dickory dock.
Trickery dickory dock. Exactly.
The mouse ran up the clock.
Yeah, I sing the song, I won't be fooled again. No.
Right. Kathy's here. Kathy said, I had to hand over my thoughts about how I've chosen to handle my son's addiction. Yeah, because you have to focus on yourself. And what Karen was just saying, just focus on you and be an example. That's what I say, live as an example. And she said, I get told that all the time, to let go, let God. Is easier said than done.
it is.
Oh yeah.
We certainly
got you, Kathy.
It certainly is.
I can agree with that on every level, Kathy. It's hard to let go and let God.
It is.
Especially when it's somebody that we love so much and we have to accept they're making choices.
Well, I thank all of you for sharing from yesterday. Let's get to today. What do you say, Karen?
All right. Well, what did Pam have to say about this one? Because I love her analogies always.
Her title for this one is "It's You, Boo." Lesson 23 may be the best news yet, like Karen was saying.
Yep.
The secret key to the ocean of love that all these spiritual practices keep promising. It says, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. It succinctly explains that cause and effect is the organizing principle of the universe. And I love this one statement I had highlighted in all that she wrote here in this chapter. It says, there's no point in fighting to change the world. There is a huge benefit, all caps, in changing my thoughts. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. And therein is the secret. It's we can know something all day long. We can have all the book learning, the book knowledge. We can have these discussions until we're blue in the face. But until we walk that path, it doesn't mean a thing. It's just knowledge. So this is where we really start, I think, to change in ourselves and to change what we're doing and what we're seeing and hearing. And she says that voice, that voice that wouldn't stop pestering Helen Schuckman is also eager to communicate with me and with you. I love that.
Definitely. So the short lesson here is, herein lies my salvation and nowhere else. I can escape the world by giving up attack thoughts. Without attack thoughts, I could not see a world of attack. As forgiveness allows love to return to my awareness, I will see a world of peace and safety and love and joy. And it is this I choose to see in place of what I look on now. And the full lesson, as Charlie was saying, it's a very, very long one. So I encourage you to take a moment to really just slow down and hear the words very slowly. Drop down into your heart so that you're stop, drop, and blessing. Bless yourself for if your mind starts to wander. Be gentle with yourself if this is a little much, and just let it be, as Teri said, don't analyze it. Just let it be. Let it go. Oh, the idea today contains the only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless. But this way cannot fail. Every thought that you have makes up some segment of the world you see. It is with your thoughts, then, that we must work if your perception of the world is to be changed. If the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, you must learn that it is these thoughts which you do not want. There is no point in laminating the world. There is no point in trying to change the world. It is incapable of change because it is merely an effect. But there is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the world. Here you are changing the cause. The effect will change automatically. The world you see is a vengeful world, and everything in it is a symbol of vengeance. Each of your perceptions of the external reality is a pictorial representation of your own attack thoughts. One can well ask if this can be called seeing. Is not fantasy a better word for such a process, and a hallucination a more appropriate term for this result? You see the world that you have made, but you do not see yourself as the image maker. Rest there for a minute. You see the world that you have made, but you do not see yourself as the image maker. You cannot be saved from the world, but you can escape from its cause. This is what salvation means. For where is the love and where is the world you see when the cause is gone? Vision already holds a replacement for everything you think you see now. Loveliness can light your images and so transform them that you will love them, even though they were made of hate. For you will not be making them alone. The idea for today introduces the thought that you are not trapped in the world that you see, because its cause can be changed. This change requires first that the cause be identified and then let go, so that it can be replaced. The first two steps in this process require your cooperation. The final one does not. Your images have already been replaced by taking the first two steps. You will see that this is so. Besides using it throughout the day as you need arise, 5 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. As you look out about you, repeat the idea slowly to yourself first, then close your eyes and devote a minute to searching your mind for as many attack thoughts that occur to you. As one crosses your mind, say to yourself, I can escape the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about, and then you fill in the blank. Hold each attack thought in your mind as you say this, and then dismiss that thought and go on to the next. In the practice periods, be sure to include both your thoughts of attacking and of being attacked. Their effects are exactly the same because they are exactly the same. You do not recognize this as yet, and you are asked at this time only to treat them as the same in today's practice periods. We are still at the stage of identifying the cause of the world that you see. When you finally learn that thoughts of attack and of being attacked are not different, you will be ready to let the cause go.
I like it.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
3, 2, 1.
Should be a fun day tomorrow.
Be a fun day.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty, as you were talking, Karen, I love that you said pause on those words, that because they really needed to
Yeah.
resonate. It's so interesting. I can't remember what they were right now, but I know I paused.
That the world we see, we
Oh,
don't,
we are the image maker.
we haven't admitted that we're the image makers.
Exactly. And there's a lady, Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham, and I've been listening to that for 6 years. Get out of the way, like Teri said, let it go. And this one aligns with that so well, because it feels, to me at least, like an exhale. I don't have to see it that way. I don't have to have a vengeful thought. I can just let it go. And I know now from the 21 days that what's replacing it is my truth, is our truth. And is
The real
always,
thoughts.
it's the real thoughts. It's so cool.
It is.
Yeah.
I want to read. Go ahead. Are you finished, Sharon? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm done.
No,
I love when Esther Hicks does the whole thing where I don't want to get that in my soup. I don't want to get that in my pie. I don't want to get that. But we I know it's in the kitchen, but I don't want to get it in my pie.
I just want to read this last part of the insights for this lesson 20.
Yeah.
It says, every day there's a lesson to pay particular attention to, but what does this one really mean to me? Do I physically escape from the world I see? No, not really. I escape mentally and emotionally from identifying with ego, fears, and needs. I let myself be cleansed with the light of love. I let love wash me of lingering muddy fears that hide my true nature. We can escape the mud. We can live shining and sparkling if we are willing to recognize that we have muddy thoughts and are willing to let them go. Today, I am willing to allow myself to be washed in the sea of love. I am willing to show my sparkling self. I am willing to be set free. I am willing to see the one self. I just love that. I think that's a perfect way to end this lesson tonight. And
Beautiful.
thank you to everyone who was here. We had a great audience tonight. Julie Kiss was here, Suzanne, Kathy Hand, Annie Seven. Who else? I think there was somebody else that came in earlier. Thank you all for being here to do the discussion. And I hope that you're getting as much out of this as we are. And Julie says, holy crap, this is heavy, heavy stuff. I love it. Well, the mud is heavy, but the sparkly stuff is not. It's shiny stardust. So go into your stardust self and let's just lift up with this lesson. I love this lesson. Karen, I'm with you. This is one of my favorite lessons in the whole book.
Like I said, it completely changed my life.
Yeah.
It's one of the lessons that were the one that I would come back to over and over again. This one and the truth will correct all the errors in my mind.
Right.
Those are the two that I struggled with, but I kept coming back to it because I kept coming back to these two lessons, and I kept reminding myself that I'm doing this to myself. I'm doing this to myself. Right. And as soon as I started to realize that I'm doing this to myself, I could be more gentle and just say, I didn't even know I was doing it to myself. I was completely in the unawareness. And so I can be so kind now to myself about everything. And I can totally laugh at this mad idea. I can totally laugh. And I find it actually pretty funny when I get into that eternal silliness frequency and I just play in that field. And I just realize, little Karen had no idea that she was creating this world, that she had no idea that she was, the image maker, the script writer. She didn't know. She just didn't know. And she had no idea that she was really basically giving everyone a script to be an angry God. to be here. You be my angry God now. Okay, you be my angry God now. You be the angry God now. Here, you play this part. I'll just play the victim. I'll just play the poor little Karen, poor little me, who doesn't understand why she's being punished. I'll just play this little. And then, you get to a point where you start to go into I know this. I know what this is all about now. And then that's really scary. Then you start thinking with the I know mind, and then you want to tell everybody and give everybody a book, and you want to tell everybody, and you want to save everybody's soul. It's funny. It's a fun adventure, It's a fun adventure. Just be gentle and playful about the whole thing. That's what I think I love so much about Pam Grout, because she's just so playful and light about it. And she was like me, like I can see so many similarities, that she had the same kind of upbringing, and she had the same kind of conditioning and programming. And so she really makes funny jokes about the stuff that I used to take so seriously. I used to get so offended and so serious, like that it was so serious.
Beautiful testimony, Karen. Thank you.
Karen, and yes, let's play in that field of silliness. And we have to get off of here and start our chanting. So thank you all so much for being here. Those of you that are leaving, thank you for coming in with us. And those of you that are going to chant with us, we so appreciate that support. And Christina is with us. Christina Leftwitz, thank you for coming in for a discussion of miracles. Yes, it was beautiful tonight. Thank you all so much.
All right, have fun chanting, everyone. Love you.
Love you
too.
I'm going to go turn it off of the group. And we don't have our Auntie Jean tonight. I'm hoping that Charlie will be able to help us.
If not, I have my beads.
You got your beads. Okay. All right, Karen. So if you'll get us started, I'll go.
I got it. I got.
Do you have yours, Charlie?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So we will be doing our first chant with 3 times slow, and then we'll do our 108 all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Charlie will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in a short meditation on freedom, and then we'll go into our next chant. So we declare that all obstacles be removed.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
We declare that all barriers, conflicts, and violence be removed. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. We declare that all illusions and illness be removed. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam 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 Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam 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 Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Pataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Let's take a breath into our heart center. Focus on what you're feeling there when you let go. That's what we're doing with this chant. We're letting go, releasing any thought that we've created, that there are barriers, that there are obstacles, that there are things that keep us tethered down into the 3D. So let's just face that feeling of freedom head on. Let it take us up higher, up to the higher planes, where now we're going to meet up with the miracles. We just see those miracles flying everywhere, ready for us to open our eyes and see them. And I see our miracle Marlene. Marlene, welcome. Thank you for being with us tonight. So we're going into the miracle chant of Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Karen, please talk about that and I'll type the words
Okay,
in.
so this is where we're going to chant 3 times slow, and then we'll chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Charlie will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in the next part of our session. So we declare that all are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all are happy and healthy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all live in peace and harmony and are open and ready to receive miracles. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Nam Myoho Renge
Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho 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 Renge Kyo,
Nam Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo, Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo,
Kyo, Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo, Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo,
Renge Kyo,
Nam
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo. Let's go back into our heart with the breath. Let's take a deep breath in, fill your lungs completely, and focus now on love. Focus on care, compassion. Be gentle with yourself as you feel empathy, as you feel love, as you feel joy. And every night we chant Om 3 times. Om is the cosmic sound of God. So as we're focused on love, we turn that love to our Creator and give all honor to the Creator. And then stay in your hearts for a moment for the heart-brain coherence. And then we'll give that love to the world. So take a deep breath in, focus on love, and we'll begin the chanting of Om. Now just take a moment, holding that love in your heart, the beautiful compassion that you feel for others. Let's send that out to the world. You don't have to know where it's going. There's so much need in our world for love and compassion right now. Just send it out. It will know where to go. It will know where it's needed the most to show up. Om Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. We send this love, this joy, this desire for peace out into the world. And we just know that the Creator is taking it wherever it needs to be, to hearts that are open to receive it. Om Shanti. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful night together. First, the Course in Miracles, and then we come together and do the chanting, and we make a declaration every night that there is peace in the world. Karen, would you lead us in our declaration tonight?
I would love to. So every night we make this declaration, and this is where we keep our focus on knowing that there is peace on earth and that that peace begins inside of us. So we'll do that on 3, 2, 1, all together now.
We
We
declare
declare
that there is
there
peace
is
on
on
earth.
earth,
We
and we
declare
declare that peace begins inside of us.
So it is.
Always.
And
Forever.
Amen.
Man.
Amen. Charles?
oh, that would be me. We do this every night, and we are on day 966. And we do this as a group known as the
Peace for
Peace for
peace.
peace. And if you're hearing this, you too are a P for Peace Annie 7
When
and Marlene Vadinger. And we don't have our little Jean here tonight. She's not feeling well, but she would say that we are a peace for peace. And wouldn't you like to be a P too?
yeah.
And if you're hearing it, you are a P for peace. That just means you want more peace in our world to show up. And we're making a difference and making an impact every night when we send this message out and send this love out in our commitment. So thank you, Charlie, for keeping track of how many days in a row we've been doing this. That's a lot of days.
Considering it was only supposed to be 40.
It was supposed to be 40. And Tasha's a P2. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. So great to see you on here.
Well, we
And
got
Charlie has a reading for us.
yeah.
I hope it's a short one, Charlie. It's been a
Yes,
long time.
it's from Cardinal Newman.
Okay.
It's Shine Through Us.
Okay.
Dear Jesus, help us to spread your fragrance everywhere we go. Flood our souls with your spirit and life. Penetrate and possess our whole being so utterly that our lives may only be a radiance of yours. Shine through us and be so in us that every soul we come in contact with may feel your presence in our soul. Let them look up and see no longer us, but only Jesus. Stay with us, and then we shall begin to shine. As you shine, so to shine, as to be a light to others. The light, oh Jesus, will be all from you. None of it will be ours. It will be you shining on others through us. Let us thus praise you in the way you love best by shining on those around us. Let us preach you without preaching, not by words, but by our example, by the catching force, the sympathetic influence of what we do, the evident fulfillment of the love our hearts bear to you.
Oh, that was so beautiful, Charlie.
Charlie,
That
what
was
a
so
great way to
beautiful.
end this tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you to read that tomorrow on our Lessons in Miracles. If you could read that tomorrow, that would be wonderful when we are doing the sharing part, because that's a beautiful, when we ask God, when we ask Jesus to help us shine, we're escaping the world with our attack thoughts, by that's a beautiful reading that you shared. I think that would go really well tomorrow when we do the Lessons in Miracles and when we're sharing about.
Right. Who said right?
Oh, sorry.
This is not her phone. All right, so that's our cue to get out of here.
Right.
Thank you all for being with us.
Sorry,
Love you so much.
Mama.
Stay in your hearts and stay blessed. See you tomorrow. We'll do it again.
Namaste.
Namaste,
Namaste.
y'all. Bye, everyone.